Hello and welcome. My name is Katsu and thank you for joining me tonight again on the fourth part of my Frostpunk challenge run. So far we've made it to Winterhome to welcome the Londoners, so we're entering the mid-game of this run, which means more choices, more things to do, and a little bit less pressure than in the beginning. I'm resuming the game here right at the point where we left off. You can see at the timer, didn't do anything else, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen next. So as you can see, everything's allocated the way it should be. Our more scouts technology is researching, and we're pretty much just waiting for our next load of goods to arrive. Thankfully the weather is getting a little bit nicer. That is nice. It's gonna help with our sick people and well, make things a little bit easier before things get worse again. But the big challenge at this point is going to be to get this colony ready for the next coming temperature drop, which is I believe around day 20 something. So we need to work on our coal supplies, which are fairly low at this point, and we need to make sure that we have enough food, as you can see. So let's get into it. The next thing we have coming in is our scout has reached the snow cliff, which is a great location because we will get food from here and wood and steam core, and these steam cores are starting to get more important. That is a load of nice things, but I'm gonna keep this guy scouting because it's quite a large distance to go home and back all the way, and I don't need this stuff right away, so we're continuing. Freshwater Springs should be another location without people. Let's see if I'm right. And let's see what we can do in the base. So you see here, we have the problem that we have to start heating things up. That costs coal, but otherwise if we don't do that, we're getting into trouble with our sick people. So as you can see, we have 4 hours of coal left. Thankfully our outpost team is almost there, so this kind of works out. We already have the coal storage, we'll need that as soon as the guy comes back, but we're hitting a point in the run that's a bit dicey, because you cannot let the generator go off. This is already, you know, as cold as we can let it be at this point. I could save a bit, well, if I could turn it lower, but I can't. But we now have an outpost, and that is important. Every 12 hours now we're getting 800 coal coming in. We need the storage for this, because this is way more than we produce here, and it's enough to keep us going for the foreseeable future. So for now we're good on that front. We also just researched more scouts, so we need to make sure that we have 5 workers. Let's take 5 from here and maybe a sick person from here. There we go. You want to dismiss sick people if you make scouts. And now we have a second guy, and this guy is gonna go up here and start scouting in this area. The priority here is that we get to Tesla City, which is another RNG event in the run, and the scout might die, but the second thing we want is another outpost depot, but this time on the location where we can get steam cores. In terms of our research, we still have some more time in terms of heating technology, but we really don't want to postpone things that much more at this point. We're also a little bit low on steel, mostly because I haven't stuffed the steel mill, but we're gonna go for steam steelworks. We will need a lot more steel once we're starting producing automatons, so this is a good choice at this point. Everything else, with the outpost depot at this point, we're okay in terms of we don't need faster gathering yet, and heaters we can afford to postpone once more. So we'll start this. In terms of our workers, let's see how it works out with the coal timing. 10 hours, 180, temperature drop coming in. We'll see. I'm confident this works out, but it's close. It's in fact so close that I'm taking the people off the sawmill here and putting them in the thumper. Actually, no, never mind. We wanted steel. Okay, so we're good. Again, still hungry people, still sick people, none of that is a problem. Now it's all about scouting. Freshwater springs. We have survivors. Okay. I believe we're gonna escort them at this point because we have resources and why not? I believe the Shrouded Cave. I think the Frozen Grove might have been the location with the kids, and the Shrouded Cave might not have been. But we'll just take things as they are. We kind of need a few more people, and this is a bunch of workers and just a few engineers, so that's gonna be good. Same for our other scout, which is gonna arrive fairly soon. Let's see. We want to bring in more people to staff our harvesting locations. Coal, as you can see. Let's see who's first. Let's see who arrives first. 75, 70. Yeah, we're good. We're good. There we go. 800. We're safe. It's tight, but it works. Another temperature drop's coming in. We have to check if everything is heated that needs to be. Snow pit doesn't. Everything else is. This is not staffed. This has an automaton on it, so it doesn't matter either. Here we don't need to put the heaters on because nobody's in there. Here they are on. So this looks good. Next policy. And sermon. So this is now basically a third thing to keep an eye on cooldown, because it's free hope and we need it every time we can get it. Our next policy in the same way is going to be shrines. They're fairly cheap to build, and they boost the production in the vicinity. So you can see here all these healing posts would greatly benefit from a shrine. In fact, can we place one that captures all of them? See, that is a nice location. And can we afford one? We have to see that we're not research locking ourselves here. Factory for 20 would be an upgrade, but I kind of want to make sure I can also place Steam Steelworks, which is 15. So maybe we can go for something cheaper this time. Bunkhouses. And we're taking the automaton off here and putting it on here, just to be sure that we're pushing our steel up. Let's see where we are. 34. Steam Steelworks 15, which means we have about 20 to spare. So we can go for another technology here. We're gonna go for the factory, because this is what we're looking for. This is basically the main goal of this episode and this one, is that we get here as fast as we can to engineer automatons, because that makes it possible to put the automaton on the workshop, and then we can really speed up our research. So what we're doing here, we're starting with the steam steelworks on the location where the automaton is placed, so that it starts overnight. We're also going to start exploring the American camp and continue here, because we want to get more people. I might go for the gloomy cave after this, because it's a huge amount of people waiting there. But I'm not entirely sure if I already want to risk my scout. I want to do that as late as possible. Let's see. So this is done. The automaton is on it, which means we should get a fair amount of steel over the night. Food again. We always have to keep an eye on food, but we haven't taken any new people in lately, so we're good on this. And it's gonna take some time. We have a bunch of people coming in here. This is 31, including children, so we will need another shelter if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I think that should be able to go in here. So we got that taken care of. We're also gonna get coal, which is always good. We got food, which is great. And we got 3 steam cores. A bunch of wood is nice, but not a big deal. But these three steam cores are. That is why we're researching the factory, because we're gonna start producing automatons. Just so that we can have the steelworks and the sawmills and fairly soon a coal mine running 24/7. I tried doing this with thumpers only, but I'm not sure if it's such a great idea, because you are later on, there is a potential of running short on workers, and I've run into trouble with not having enough coal later on in the run before. So I'm trying to get as much going on there as possible. That's also why I built this depot early. I want every time when this outpost team arrives, I want them to be able to deposit whatever they have on them. There you go. We're already full, so it is a priority to build another one of these. There we go. Because we will run into coal trouble eventually, and now we have time to build up a pretty stable reservoir of this. We're not using much, but we have a huge income. So there we go. Kids are taken care of. Steel, we're producing as much as we can. In this case, I would like to make it to 50 now. That's the goal. I would like to make it to 50 when this technology finishes. There we go, more coal. Scout just arrived. Let's explore. More resources. Wood this time. And they also don't have iron. And we're gonna go to this colony and then go back with the people there. Now here you can see we don't have gatherable resources. Why is that? Because we have 3-man post, but only 1 thumper. So at this point we're gonna switch. Right, I can't select this thing. There we go. Fill up this one and fill up this one. Switch on the heat. Switch off the heat. No, it wasn't even on. Okay, that was a mistake then. Checking everything else. Okay. So we're good. That looks good. Now, we just received a huge amount of things at the same time. We now have a few more workers, which we're gonna make sure to allocate right away. And we have 3 steam cores. And as soon as the factory is done, we're gonna use those to produce automatons. Until then, we will use the workers just to get more coal. Again, on wood we're okay, but coal is an issue. Shrouded Cave, Frozen Grove. I'm not sure which is which or what's in these locations, but I'm gonna go to this one first and see what we find. Excuse me. We are fighting with a few sick absences. We have the factory research, we're at 44, that is okay. We're gonna wait a little to get to 50, and until then we're gonna place 2 more houses to take care of the latest arrivals, and also another fighting area. I forgot to do this, could have done this earlier. So that looks good. Let's put some more in here. And one more here. 40. Where did I just spend? Wait, what did I just do? Did I make a mistake? Well, doesn't matter. We're getting these mechanical calculators. And since we have enough coal coming in, we're gonna take these guys off again. I'm moving people around basically a lot. There we go, this is next. Heaters. People will still get sick, but what can you do? Okay. Let's continue. Research is queued. Sick people are fine, food is fine. Coal is also good, although we would need another depot, I think. We're already reaching our limits again. We also have to build 2 more shrines. Let's go for that. Here again you can place them in a way that you hit most of the buildings. I don't think, did I build one already here? It's hard to see, it's all the same color. I don't think I did, so we wanted to have this one. This is the number 1. And we're gonna have enough iron coming in to put down the other 2, which is going to be 1 here. Let's see. Yeah, like this. Because it covers the hothouses, but also the few starting workshops. And the last one, as soon as we have the resources... Oh, he wasn't coming home yet. My mistake. So he's coming with the people in a day. So it's gonna take us a little longer. 9, 10. 10 wood, 10 steel. Now we're short on wood. Is that a problem in terms of timing? No, it's not. And we have to start dealing with these events from the Londoners. Not much to do about that. Again, our coal is filled up. We're making full use of the outpost depot. But since we only have 1 automaton so far, we're a little bit limited in how we can use it. There we go. Let's go this one here, so we still can place buildings in the back later. And we are done with the shrines. Next, we're gonna put down the factory. Let's find a nice location for this one. Can you flip it? Yeah, you can. This should be fine. Maybe here? Yeah, let's go for this one. It fits with a sort of, you know, area theme of the industrial park. There's not much I can say at this point. There's no point in really stretching this out. I'm basically just moving from decision to decision and trying to think ahead, because this is the problem now. We're already good on coal, and we will be for the foreseeable future. That was important to get that out of the way. But we're gonna get +2 temperature drop, and that is tough, because we would really need to get all the way to this generator power up to be able to just deal with this without any problems. I mean, right now we are at Chile. So the way we're gonna deal with this time is something I'm changing up from the last runs. We need 2 more heat levels on our houses and on the other stuff that's relevant. So we basically need this generator power upgrade, this power upgrade. We're gonna need improved heaters, and we're gonna need to upgrade to bunkhouses at least. And we also need healthcare insulation. So that's a bunch of technology we wanna get if we can. But initially I wanted to go for this first, so that's another 1, 2, 3 technologies. That's another 3 days, so that's not gonna happen. We have to postpone this. And at the same time, we need a huge amount of wood and steel to make this work. It's going to be a challenge. But then again, this whole thing is. So, let's see. How much is the cost of one of these bunkhouses? 2010. So 2-to-1 ratio. And we need 8 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15 about. So 200, 300 wood something, 400, whatever. Let's see. Policies. We're gonna go for the temple. It unlocks basically all of the options. Again, I think I forgot this. It's annoying that you can only see them in the buildings, these options, but for now that we have to deal with it. And we're gonna build the temple. I don't care that much where I'm putting it. I don't think it needs to be heated. I'm not sure. Base heating level 3. Okay, yeah, that thing is gonna be fine. But we have to make a decision where to put it. I will put it here. Thinking though. Because I could use this space for more buildings later. This doesn't really fit. This could work. Let's see if we can shrink this thing. Don't think. That would be surprising. Yeah. It's not that easy. It doesn't... specific building sizes have specific points where you can do this. Like in this case, maybe this works. I'm not sure if I can put anything else in there. Let's see. No. I'm just gonna leave it here for now. I might think about this at some other point, but not right now. Too many other decisions to take care of. Let's see. So the temple was built. It gives us the option to run a ceremonial service, but it costs food and we don't have it right now. We will have it soon. We'll see what's gonna happen. Now we're 4 hours away from the sky arriving. I'm gonna put down another resource depot. There's gonna be a huge amount of these in here anyway, at the end. I just really do not want to go any of this coal to waste. And there's no other way to do this. You just don't have the consumption at this point to get rid of it in time, which is good. But it's still a huge waste not to store this immediately. 3 days to the Faith Keepers. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We need them at some point anyway. And this is actually a challenge we can make. Now, new people just arrived. That means we have workers to spare. We also have almost enough steel for another automaton. And since research is going strong, we can use it that way. First of all though, we're gonna make sure that all of our people are inside. And let's see. I think this one we have to just put on the side and not build a house there. Because only the next one, the next one is covered by the steam hub. Trying something I thought about yesterday, which is not extending the range of these. What is going on? Again, this annoying process. Let's see if this works if I take the street out. If my theory from last time was correct. No. I think it has to do something with where we are on the ring. Oh well. 1, 2, 3. That's 4 being built, we need 6. Not here. Is there any more space here? That one should be covered. Well, there's one here. One. This should work. I'm trying to economize the space as best as I can. Economize on the space. Because worst thing you can have is people out in the cold when it gets dark. We need more streets too. There we go. Four people. 0. They're all inside. Okay, let's check shelters. Are the kids all taken care of? Looks that way. 37, we have 3. And our guy here is waiting. As soon as we open up this depot, he can store the stuff and head to the next one. Okay, we just got a bunch of people. We have unemployed workers, we have full storage of wood, we have steel. I have no excuse not to build automatons now. I can also upgrade the steelworks. There we go. And start thinking about bunkhouses. But I also want to keep my scouts running. So I know what I'm gonna do with with my workers. The 35. I'm gonna just put in the thumpers at some point. I'm gonna build another hothouse and automatons. But I don't need more at this point. So I'm gonna head over here. I'm gonna leave this gloomy cave for the very end. Here we find the children. I was hoping it was not this one. I was hoping it was the Frozen Grove, because this just means we have to go this way again. I'm not sure if the children would make it alone. And since it's 35, it's going to mean we'll be at 60, 70 something. So we need more shelters. We have houses. We might as well upgrade all the way to houses. Houses and heaters, guys. Houses take a huge amount of steel, so I don't think we can produce that much before it gets cold. So I'm gonna think about that while we're gonna go with the improved heaters. While we go with the improved heaters. Fortunately, you can have only 2 of these steelworks. Like, haven't seen any other location where you could put them down. Like, you're limited in the sense that this is back there. That's the only location where you can place them. That is annoying, because I would like to push steel way further. So the only way to do this is to actually go all the way to advanced steelworks, but not now. We just received an automaton, you heard it. That is great, because he's gonna go on the steelworks.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out today.
And we're gonna build more hothouses. At least one more here. Just to make sure that we're not falling behind on our food production. Now, we have a shrine here, we have these steam hubs, but their range is quite limited. I think you can't see that right now. I'm gonna just turn this one on for now. There you go. This is pretty much it already. So what I want to do is I want to put another structure behind here where I can hopefully cover another 3, maybe more hothouses. So let's see how we do this. There we go. Then we need to wait for a bit more steel. Okay, for the steam hub. I want to see that I get it here. Actually, I might do it. You know what? We're just gonna do this differently, because this might work. So I'm putting the steam hub so that it can actually reach the wall drill. Because I might go for that in the end. Another hothouse. There we go. So, now we have stuff to do for our precious workers. What the hell? Let's see if I have to... I might have to put this guy further down. I hope this works. Let's see. It's night, so I can safely deconstruct it. This goes there. See, this is something that I don't understand. The automatons are now building stuff. When there's a huge amount of idle workers lying around. I don't know who programmed this. It makes no sense. It's really annoying. But that costs like basically the full night shift because these stupid robots are running around in a place they have no business being in. But you can't micromanage them, so there. Oh, you can actually dismantle them. I didn't know that. That was interesting. So let's see if you can place the steam hub so he reaches all three. No, we actually cannot do that. That is frustrating. Maybe we can find a different solution for that then. I'm testing a bunch of things out. Apologize for this being sort of experimental, but there's always new things to learn in this game. In any case, we have a bunch of engineers. We don't want to slack on that either. Because even though constantly improving your economy is important, if you people... Let's see... Ah, this is just awful on my part. Well, this one is still covered. I might put some smaller buildings there, maybe a sawmill. But yeah. See, we kinda need to start worrying about food again. Even though this is mostly a problem of heating. Let's see. Now the fishing village would be another way to do this. You can construct an outpost there that will give you 100 food per day, 100 raw rations. But I really want to go to Deathless City and produce and get an outpost going there. These guys we don't need in here anymore. Now we have the heaters. That is already a big plus. This is super tight. This is super tight. Because I'm not sure if I will be able to replace all of the buildings before the temperature drops. I will try it though. Again, our coal guy has to wait But since this thing takes up 20 steel, I'm not gonna build it. I'm also gonna switch the workers. No, not anymore. I was gonna say I'm switching them during the day, but that's too late now.
Gather your tools. The shift is ending.
We have to just let these Londoners get their way for now. And we still have a few things, like we have an automaton that can go over here. So let's see how far we get with this. I'm fairly confident we might make it. Let's see, 90. Now we have a bunch of kids coming in. Children not in shelters 27 means we need 2 more. I want to put these down quickly because it boosts your production. Since we cannot build another hothouse here, the shelter should do just fine. Similarly here, I should just... I'm not sure if this is blocking the wall drill, we'll see. I can deal with that later then. But this cover takes care of the kids then. Except we need 3 more houses. Let's see if we can find space for them, or if we need to move on to 1 more steam hub. I could place 1 here, but I kind of want to keep the location. I can place 1 here. I don't think I can place 1 there. Let's see. No. But this one could that work? No. Whatever. 1, 2. Not enough anyway. So another steam hub it is. Now I'm putting 1 down over here, so that we use most of the area that it covers. Gonna build the street around it. And have ourselves a new house there. We needed a total of 3, so let's see if we can shrink 2 in here. We can, great. Unless I have to eat my words again. Well. I swear I'm gonna punch someone in the face for this. But there we go, 3 more houses. Not gonna worry too much about anything else that would need to be there. Medical posts. Probably 1 more. Actually, maybe 2 more. I'm thinking I should have placed it here, the whole lineup, and I'm gonna do that. My apologies, but that is just gonna give us all sorts of trouble up there. Okay. Now we have... Well, we could go to Tesla City now. We have the fishing village discovered, which can give us food. I'm not gonna go there with 2 steam cores, so I have to head back. It's just too risky. If you die there, you lose them, and they're very precious. So instead, what we're gonna do here is put down the layout for another residential area, so that we can have everybody that we want in here. Okay, wait, the roads we have. Great. Let's hope that this is not gonna screw me over again. This location, we'll see. Always a bit dicey. I think ever since it didn't work on the first video, I'm a bit paranoid about this. But yeah, it worked this time, like a charm. Let's not forget the steam hub. There we go. See, this fits nicely in this area, and we can fill it out pretty neatly as well. And we don't need the range upgrade yet. We might need it at some point, but I'm trying to get around that because it also consumes more coal. Let's see. Let's hope nobody freezes before they get to the houses, and nobody starves, and nobody dies. You always have these moments when you are running the risk that something goes horribly wrong. But it didn't. And we have houses. Okay, I could... Well, I would want this house redesigned, but now we're really getting in trouble here. So I will get this power upgrade because we will need it at some point, and then I will go for the efficiency and for the power upgrade too, and I hope that I can get enough of the houses replaced before people are just gonna collapse life like flies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at this point. You don't wanna go all out with this and, you know, just replacing it, because as long as you're doing this, your people are officially out in the cold. And when it gets night and people are not inside, you can kill them with just building too much. Yeah, I know they're angry. Discontent is a thing here, but they just have to hang in there for a bit more. The rest we're gonna wait with. We don't have anybody who's really sick. We have 2 more houses, and we'll see if we can make it through this night. You can hear by my voice that I'm not as confident as the parts before, because this is new. This is a new strategy. It might backfire, but if I did do it the way I did it before, I had all sorts of other issues. Later on, that is. Speaking of other issues, as you can see, I'm running into something I did not anticipate, which is always bad. I'm out of wood. And now the heat is crashing in.
Frost is here.
I think I might have made some wrong choices earlier on. We will see if I can save this.
The work shift starts.
Okay, let's see if we can deal with this by turning on the heaters. It's day, and these heaters need to be turned on too. We have the power upgrade, which is just in time. And we're gonna get another one right away. How long can I survive like this? Yeah, I have to get this. I was thinking if I could go for the wall drill instead. That would solve all my wood problems, because I have the steam cores. But I need the heating. Otherwise this run is over. So let's go for that. Which of course also means, technically all the houses I just built and all the steel I threw in there was pointless. I should have gone for the 2 heating upgrades instead. I mean, these houses are nicely warmed up, but there's really no point in doing this. Either you do it for all of the houses and then you turn down the generator, or you do it for none of the houses and you turn the generator up, but doing both at the same time is just horribly inefficient. Yes, you can have a steam core. 5% efficiency on the automatons is good. So I shouldn't have done that. I will have to switch off the overdrive.
Time to rest, folks. Work's out today.
But I think we should survive this. It wasn't optimal, but what? Okay, what happened? What the fuck is that? What is an unknown cause? None of them is severely ill. None of them is starving. None of them is working in an extended shift. None of the houses are, you know, freezing or anything. It was not the cookhouse. What the hell is this shit? I'm sorry, I'm stumped. And I'm pretty pissed. Because at least the game could provide some decent feedback on what the hell I just did wrong. Okay, you can see I am a little bit disappointed because this was a super clean run until I made this mistake with the strategy. But again, according to all the metrics in this game, this shouldn't have happened. Buddies count 0. Wait, what? Okay, what? So somebody died of unknown causes, and somebody is not in the snow pit. Did I miss an event? Was it the Londoners? Okay, if anybody knows what the hell that was, please let me know. I will continue to play this out. So, I have achieved the Deathless run before. That's why I only have one Deathless achievement for normal. I didn't get the one for hard. Apparently you can only get one per run or something. So I will continue this, and we'll see at the very end if this one death of unknown causes that is not appearing in the snow pit at the body count does count toward Deathless. I will for sure go over this again and do this run again because I feel cheated for my achievement at this point. But I kind of want to learn and see if this house strategy does continue. As a side note, this prompt that I just got for sending the Faith Keepers to deal with stolen food, you don't want to do that. That can actually get somebody killed, and then you know why. But unknown causes, I don't know what that is supposed to be. The reason why I'm not going for any more policies at this point is that I'm hoping for my inhabitants to give me that challenge. Then I can just introduce, you know... Oh no! Speaking of challenges... Sorry, this one death just threw me completely off my game. I will play this out, and I will speed this up from this point onwards, because it doesn't really count towards the run. I want to see what else I can learn here, but this is beyond frustrating. Alright, so I continued this until the end of the Londoners, and basically a few conclusions. First of all, I have no fucking clue why that death happened, and it threw me completely off guard. Second, the idea to go for houses first was garbage. I should have gone for 2 levels of heating plus the wall drills, because you need just so much wood and steel to make to upgrade the houses afterwards. It's still the right choice to do that. That's because we will get we will have to stay on this lower temperature level for the foreseeable future. But there's no way to get these resources if you don't prioritize the wall drill there. The sawmills are run out of wood, basically. I mean, I guess I could extend the range or something, but it's just a temporary fix. Because these things manned with automatons is just way more efficient. I also have the problem that the steam cores are accumulating because I don't, again, have enough resources to be building automatons. So yeah, that's it at this point. Well, it was still a pretty good run. I think overall so far I've lost 2 people and unfortunately 58 to the Londoners. But that's pretty much a follow-up of not being diligent with micromanaging of the faith buildings, and because the temperature was just too low for too long. I mean, I was basically on the brink for a very long time. So going for that upgraded generator is the way to go. Because you still need the heaters for a bunch of other buildings. There's no way around it. And in terms of the coal intake, you have to get just another setup of thumpers at this point. Like, I need to have these 30 people in thumpers because this is not sustainable. During the day it looks like this, not at night. Anyway, as you can tell, this is proving a lot more difficult than I thought. I've succeeded doing this with saves, because I mean, you know, that when people die you just go 2 days back and prevent it somehow. I have to do some research on what that actually means if somebody dies of unknown causes. Maybe there is a trigger for this. Maybe it's high discontent, the Londoners, I have no idea. But I need to prevent it in the future. The death did not show up in the snow pit. So I'm not sure if it counts towards Deathless. This other body counts just because I made a mistake and switched off the generator. I will go for this again, if you're still interested. I'm basically just documenting this effort now for the, for the archives. I learn something every single time I'm doing this, but it's not something that's, just done in one run. I think so far, getting this far with this strategy, working with the build orders, has already taken, 60 to 80 hours or something, I don't know. And I will continue to do so, because I know this is possible and I'll do it. So, thank you again for your time. It has been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to next time. Take care.